Hello, everyone. Question for how many people were here last month? So I'm saying about a third of you. So last month, there was a group that came here and talked about a similar business problem. And I'm going to talk about the business problem that's ubiquitous across the country today. And that is that it's too hard to own a house. So 70% of Americans still believe that the American dream is to own a house. I'm not sure that that is the case, but we're here to help. dwelink is going to lead the way and really help homeowners that desire to own a house own their house a little more effectively and efficiently. Anyone familiar with this? You just get your set of keys, or you've been living there for years and you're like, oh, I forgot to do the gutters again. What do I have to do next? I know I'm supposed to replace the HVAC filters, but I'm not. How do I know how to keep up with things? Where do I go to get it? The problem is ubiquitous, but we are here to reinvent the way that people own their homes. We want to give you back your number one non-renewable resource, and that's time. We want to make sure that we preserve and enhance the value of your number one asset, and that's your home. And we do this, we have a huge vision to build a community of people that love to help people. And there's a few people out here, and you can talk to them because they are people that love to love people. Here's the problem. There's a lack of knowledge. There's a lack of resources. There's a lack of skills. And there's that non-renewable resource again, a lack of time. It's fascinating. Baby boomers that are in the trades are retiring faster than they've ever retired. And for every 5 of those people that are retiring, there's only 2 people that are backfilling them. The plumbers that are average age of a plumber in Charlotte's 52 years old, they told their kids to go to college, and they did. My dad was a wood shop teacher, and industrial arts, who here knows what industrial arts is? All right. There's a whole lot of you that don't know what industrial arts is, but when we grew up, we went to wood shop and metal shop, and we were taught how to use nails. And I used to grade papers on what was a particular tool and what was it used for and how do you measure. And that's not being done today. It's coming back a little bit, and I'm a huge advocate for that. And for those of you that have a passion for this, please talk to me because it's true. Most Americans don't feel comfortable doing regular maintenance around your house. And my favorite one, and don't be annoyed because I identify as a millennial, even though I'm 51, a third of millennials say, I don't even feel comfortable changing a light bulb. So please don't be offended. I do identify as the oldest millennial. So I'm going to switch up the slides a little bit. Just flip the script, because I want to say that this is a big, huge space. There is so much opportunity. It is a problem that has existed for many years. It's only getting worse. And with the advent of technology and how we are finding this problem bigger and bigger, there are new players every day. If you look at the high-tech version of people, the Thumbtack, the Angie's List, and the far left, they provide a, hey, I need something to do, but they go to it, and you have to engage with a technology platform and sit there and wait for 5 different people to come out to your house and get bids and back and forth. It's progressed to this more curated marketplace or a specialized curation of the services that you need. And this is this emerging thing in the middle. You may have heard of Street Fair here locally, Dobby and Porch. They do a great job at really curating an experience and connecting you to a vendor. And then you have some bundled services like how Home Smiles is coming from California, and it's going to be franchised here, and it bundles a bunch of things. Caboodle last week, they bundle a lot of services to address this market. And then you have some players that are in the area of concierge and wanting to make sure that they have that high-touch experience with their customers. And you see them like Birdwatch and Manor, and over in Raleigh, there's Excel at Home. Where we play is in the upper right-hand corner, high-touch and high-tech. So we believe that we have come up with a concept that will not crack the code. There's a huge big pie here, but we will be able to penetrate a market in a very unique and different way. We combined that high touch and a personal touch with a person that you can experience. By the way, say hello, everybody. Our dwelink team's here. These are your homemates. If you look like this guy, it's because they're right here. And we built some advanced technology to empower homeowners to say, here is what I need to do and when I need to do it. How did we get here? In November of 2022, I left corporate America and I invited my friends to come out and listen to a pitch that was very similar to this. My friends were global heads of real estate at Honeywell, went on to Western Digital, Brett Phillips, who built the Bank of America Center and whatnot. These guys helped guide us. We know how to get this done. And the experts that know how to deliver the highest and best use of a building to hundreds of millions of portfolio, we replicate the same thing. Facility manager is to homemate. The technology that we use to empower the rigor that we had in corporate real estate has been built into an app. We do an inventory, an asset registry, and mostly and most important, we have the Do It button. The Do It button is, I have an issue, I take a picture of the issue, and I send it to you. We get it done. We bundle all this all together, we create a customized maintenance plan. So who here has a car? Every one of you guys has a manual, whether it's digital or in your glove compartment. Who here has a manual for your house? Probably not many of you, but we're doing that. It's working. 100% of our members are being retained. Our people that are there are loving what they're doing. And the market is huge, and we're just getting started. Thank you.
Todd, good job.
Thanks. I kind of went fast forward at the end.
No, it's good. Hey, one question that I think when I was looking at it last night, and I'm not sure you completely answered, will you touch on the business model? Is the business model, me, the homeowner, I pay you $100 a month, and then you kind of manage this for me, but you go out and get the right plumber, or is that your employees that are the plumber and do that? Will you kind of maybe walk me through that?
So we assign to you a homemate. And a homemate is a physical person that is your home advocate, your own personal home advocate. Consider him like your facility manager, your property manager for your home. And we provide a managed services environment. So those homemates are equipped to do a lot of the handyman stuff. So where you might have called a plumber, we can do some of the plumbing work. But where we need to do bigger things, we then do a managed service, just like we do in corporate real estate. We go out and grab and procure the vendors.
Go ahead.
Todd, how are you?
Here we go.
So, full disclosure, Todd and I have lunch once a month for the last 15 months. So here's my feedback. All right, here we go. Obviously, we got to get to the point a lot faster, right? We ran out of time. I think in this one, the beauty is the opportunity and the market size need almost no time allocated to them. Like, if you own a home, you get it. If you're aspiring to own a home, you're probably nervous about the problem. And if you're sort of not even thinking about it, then who cares, right? Like, my point is, like, you could consolidate what probably took you 1.5 to 2 minutes, which is the meat of the story. I know you like to tell it, right? Like, this is the problem. But when you think about 6 minutes, you could probably, everyone would get to the same place in 15 seconds. They'd be like, yeah, that's a pain in the ass, move on next. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to keep it PG. So I think people would understand it instantaneously. Again, you could probably put up a quick market slide. People spend $500 billion a year in home services, or if you want to do it $1 billion all the way to home improvement, or $1 trillion, sorry. It's pretty easy to quickly get to the yeah, this is clearly a big enough market. What I think really needs to be hit on in order to knock this out is you need to walk me through the product. Show me exactly how you're solving this problem for me. Walk me through what the homemade is and who they do. Walk me through the digital request system. Walk me through all of that, right? I think that helps me understand very explicitly how to, oh yeah, I could see myself using a product like that and how it might help for me. I think also and then more time on the team. I know you probably saw the time and started to try to get through it, but clearly I think part of the story here is managing a single family home is challenging, and one of the biggest challenges is the lack of standardization and aggregation of demand. But you've done it in commercial, right? So you're going to start with this, hey, I managed commercial buildings for 20 years, managing vendors and in the same manner, and now we're just going to bring what CBRE, a JLL does to a corporate building to a single-family homeowner. And why does that make sense? Well, I've done it for 20 years, and my advisory team is the like. So I think the biggest opportunity, move past, it's so fun to tell the story, but move past it when you only have 6 minutes to kind of get to your audience. Spend more time walking me through the product, because I think that's a huge one. The competitive slide can be, as you and I know, like we could list 20, 30 companies, and I think there's an opportunity, I'd say, to frame how you sit within the market, because people are going to naturally say, like, oh, isn't there Angie's List, Thumbtack, whatever. I think giving them a reference of frame, but I don't think you have to go super deep into the competitive matrix. I think that's next conversation. So the number one job of every pitch is to get to the next conversation, which is an hour, not 6 minutes. And that's when you can go into the, like, let me tell you about the competitive set, right? Let me tell you about some of these other, like, really deep things. But in this one, just give me a frame of reference of, like, okay, this is how we sit within the competitive set, and move on. So that's a lot of different feedback, but
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Chris, that was light compared to the last 15 months, so appreciate it. Thank you very much.
We have to keep it PG, right?
Again, Todd, great job operating in a huge market. Having been doing this for 20 years, I've seen companies come and go that have done this, and so again, I would probably want to, digging down the next level, I'd want to hear, kind of to Chris's point, hey, there's all those competitors. How are you going to make it when a lot of, there hasn't been, Angie's List is kind of broken through, but it's a little bit of a different model. So as far as the pitch, you nailed it. You told a good story. You do need to speed it up, but you had all the right slides. You're telling the story. You can tell it's like genuine and from the heart, like you quit the corporate job and going to do this. So no critique on the slides. Just move it along a little bit faster. But I thought you did a great job.
It's a constant battle to keep me shutting up a little bit. So I love to tell the story.
Yeah. Any questions out there?
Yeah, I had a question.
Sure.
Do y'all partner up with real estate agents ever when,
We do. We have a strategic relationship with Sotheby's and a few others. And so when they go to sell a house, we go in and inventory the home, and they gift it to their new home buyer, and we set up all of the managed services. And so from day one, they have a homemate that's assigned to them when they buy the house, and we go and hang TVs and change colors of their rooms. And then the hope is they'll never know another way when they buy a house with them. They just have someone that's their advocate the whole time.
I think there's a huge opportunity in the secondary home market, right? Like managing your vacations, homes, and Airbnbs, those types of things. So that partnership play is definitely available on how do you get plugged in with that. But that was just more of an idea, if you will.
Totally agree. And they don't care as much about money, about the second home, which is interesting. People really look at their own home, but their second home at the beach, they'll pay 1.5. They don't care.
Yep.
Is this live? And if so, roughly how many customers and how much revenue you make?
We got traction. So we're exiting the beta phase, about 25 customers. If you talk to any of these six people here, we got brochures. We're ready to go. Anyone that's in Southeast Charlotte, sign up, $100 a month, and we'll get you moving. Yeah.
What's maybe I missed this, but what's the ask in the pitch, and what's the next? What's going to be useful?
Well, the next slide that I didn't get to the ask is actually wonderful. Thank you for the lead, and I'll be done after this. Please do this. We have the world's best social media for about 220 people. Let's make that 400 people today. Tell everybody about it at dwelink Home. We have 200 posts of really fun things telling the story, very long. Sign up, become a member. We're taking new members, and we're ready to take you on. Download the app. It's 1.0, and it works really well for 1.0, but anyone that downloads it can give us feedback, because we're currently doing the next enhancements. And please tell your friends. Everybody got.
All right. With that, let's give it up for
Thanks.
Todd.
Appreciate it.